Now I start learning actually studying Kung Fu from grand uncle, and I started learning Wing Chun in 1968 Christmas time, and he came to where I live, the place where I live, and teach me sort of on a private basis. And initially I learned with my brother, my elder brother. And after a few months, obviously, when we were deeper into the form, grand uncle brings along a lot of his students like Kong Chak Chang, Zheng Mingguang, Chen Haixun, those Sihings into my place, and then we practiced together. And again, oh, I forgot about Zheng Mingpan. He's another of my Sihing. And later, Zheng Mingpan's sister, younger sister, Yvonne, also joined us. And after about a year, there were a few also newcomers, including Vincent Cho, and a few younger guys also came and practiced at the place where I live, which is in Plainfield Road.
Could you tell us about the forms of the system Wing Chun,
right,
and what kind of forms do we have, and the weapons?
Basically, as far as I understand from grand uncle, the Wing Chun in the very early stage, it starts from the Red Bow, and they have the Sabet Kun, the Wing Chun Kun, and also the Zhong, the Mok Yan Zhong, as well as the Long Pole. And that basically are the three original form from Wing Chun, because it has to be, it was practiced on the Red Bow, so something that is more like practice in a small area. When it comes to land, when Feng Xiuqing or those very senior grandmasters came out from the Red Bow and teach on the land side. So basically there are some other forms that developed, which are the Zhong Kun. Mm-hmm. The Zhong Kun is developed from the wooden dummy, from the Mok Yan Zhong, and it supplements the I would say the limitation of the Wing Chun Kun and the Zhong, which is more a stationary, more a standing form of exercise. It has a lot of footwork, and obviously will help to train the rigidity, is it the rigidity or whatever, and the flexibility of the body, rather than a standing form of exercise. So, in essence, it is the Sabet Kun, that is the basic form, and then the Zhong Kun as the supplement of the hand and foot techniques, and then is the Mok Yan Zhong, the wooden dummy, and the long pole, which is basically the more authentic, fundamental Wing Chun style. Actually, Dai Dak Lan is like a poultry market, wholesale market, which sells chickens. Daytime it is a wholesale market, and that time grand uncle actually lived there. Daytime, possibly nighttime as a caretaker, and the Dai Dak Lan belongs to Wai Yan, which owns the Dai Dak Lan. And then nighttime, when the market is closed for business, so the group of masters like grandmaster like Zhu Zhongman and grand uncle Tang Yik and Lo Qiuwen, they gather there to exchange their ideas, and it's a gathering place of those grandmasters, and sometimes Yip Man also came and like exchange ideas, exchange techniques with the few grandmasters of the Wing Chun. So it's basically a gathering place where those grandmasters get together and exchange, and obviously they would through those exchange, some of those senior students will learn from them in the Dadalan. But that was not really a regular training program as in Dadalan, but obviously that is a place where they gather together and exchange and discuss and agree on the form to be used in the teaching. Now, because each individual has some form of technique, of forms that he used to practice, so there was an agreement that grand uncle will contribute his Wing Chun or Subject Kyun, and as the one of the Wing Chun formal style, and Zhu Zhongwen will contribute his Zhong Kyun. Right, so adopted as the Wing Chun Subject Sao from grand uncle, and the Zhong Kyun from Zhu Zhongwen, as well as the Sam Bai Fat from Lo Chiu Wu. Those three will be the hand techniques as the formal Wing Chun Kyun, right? And then grand uncle will adopt grand uncle's long pole, the 6.5, as the weapon, and adopt Zhu Zhongwen version of the Muk and Zhong wooden dummy as the formal Wing Chun style. So it's basically the Subject Kyun from grand uncle, the Zhong Kyun from Zhu Zhongwen, the Sam Bai Fat from Lo Chiu Wu, the wooden dummy from Zhu Zhongwen, and the 6.5 from grand uncle, to be used as the authentic, standardized forms of the Wing Chun Kyun in that time.